What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And I'm making this little clip before the workout video because I have been quite absent from social media because me and my girlfriend right now have a son. Right, today is exactly a week old, so 7 days. And when you get a son for the first time, or a child in general, of course, you gotta find a new rhythm, because I always preach get enough sleep as a bodybuilder, at least 8 hours. Well, I think I had 8 hours in the last 3 or 4 nights in total, so that's a big difference already. But the experience is just amazing, and I literally did not have any time to make any videos or record anything. So priorities, of course, have shifted a whole lot. But now that we are getting more of a routine in the in the baby business, how to handle him, getting to know him, knowing what each of his cries mean, and we are more confident in taking care of him. I'm able to make more videos now. So the video right here is an older one. It's from about a month ago, but it's a leg workout, and I actually haven't shown a leg workout for quite a while, and it is still the same way I train right now, except back then I was a few more weeks out. As of today, I am 14 weeks out of the Olympia, so my shape right now is better, but still in that leg workout. I'm showing you techniques that I like to use in the workouts I do right now to improve my legs. So that was a short update on what's my life at right now. So I'm at the gym. I'll be going home right after this video and a short workout. And then I'm going back home to Marley and little cute Dexter. So yes, life has changed a whole lot, but routine is coming back, and the videos will be as well. I still have a lot of footage left to show you guys, and already recorded new stuff for you to see. This will still be a bodybuilding channel, but you will see some Dexter in there for sure. Whoa, enjoy the video. So today is a hamstring workout, and of course the legs in general, but we always like to start with the hamstrings because that to me is the largest weak point pretty much in my whole physique. However, it has improved quite a lot, which I'm happy with, but because you're pretty tall, it will always require bigger hamstrings to fill out those tall legs. So that's why I'm starting out with the laying leg curl right here. Now, I always like to do an isolation before any heavy compounds, at least with a leg workout for sure. And I always vary the kind of isolation movement I do as well. But since my hamstrings are a priority, I vary in between 2 different hamstring movements. The one is going to be with 2 legs, and the other, this one, is with 1 leg. So the next time I would train legs, I would start the laying leg curl with both legs at the same time. So it might look exactly the same, but because you're using both legs, you can actually lift more weight, more than double the weight actually, because if both legs work together, they are stronger than both legs added in terms of the strength. Because if you've ever done, for example, a calf press with 1 leg, you feel pretty weak, but when you use 2 legs, you're very strong. That's pretty much for any other muscle group as well. Here you can see that I'm doing a couple of warm-up sets. So I always start out with the hamstring that will be the weakest. And the funny thing is that I noticed, in the last few months, that my left leg is bigger than the right one. So now I am always starting with the right leg whenever I'm doing legs, unless it is a specific exercise where I know the left leg will give up first, because then it would not fix the imbalance. Well, it's not really imbalance, but I still want to strive strive for perfection. So I'm still doing the warm-ups here. Now you can call warm-up sets feeder sets or acclimation sets, and I do like the term acclimation because you are pretty much getting used to heavier and heavier loads before you start hitting the heaviest load, which is called the working set. So the name itself implies it. It's a working set, this one right here. So it's 35 kilograms for 10 reps I was able to do, but at the 10th rep or the 11th rep, I would actually fail. So you actually have to work for it. So those are the most strenuous exercises, strenuous sets to put all your effort in, and all the warm-ups are only there to properly get blood in the tendons, the joints, the muscles, not to get injured, to get used to the weight, just to warm up, which is why I like to call them the warm-up sets. And after those, you hit either 1 or 2 working sets, which I'll be showing you right after this, the second working set, so you can actually work on different rep ranges to beat yourself compared to last time. So this is working set number 2, and here you can see that I'm doing 18 reps with a lighter weight. So the first set was actually in between an 8 and 12 rep range. Anywhere in between, I want to do that given weight and feel there. And the second working set is a 15 to 20 rep range. For example, if I would be able to do 21 reps with this, then I know that next time I have to choose a heavier load, so I fall in between the 15 and 20 reps once again. This way you hit 2 different rep ranges to perfection, and even if one of those working sets they fail, you're not beating yourself compared to last time, you still have another shot of beating your record from the last time you attempted it. And that way you have an objective way to see if you actually are progressing in the lift, in building muscle. Because from workout to workout you can actually see progression in strength, but not in muscle mass, because that is much slower and much more difficult to achieve. So that's why I like to use this technique. I've been using it for a couple of months now, and I simply love it because it really gives you a sense of what kind of progress you're making in the meantime before you're actually seeing it in the mirror. And now we're going to do some compound movements. So I'm putting on my knee sleeves here and also some weight lifting shoes. Now you can see I wear the lifting shoes right there. They have an elevated heel and it allows me to go all the way down. And this is a Smith machine squat, and you want to keep your back as straight as you possibly can, because that way you can really sink into your legs, make those quads stretch to the max they can, because my calves are literally hitting my hamstrings. It's very hard to even go deeper physically, but my back stays upright, and that allows for a lot less tension, a lot less stress to be put on the lower back. Because if I do a barbell squat, the first thing that happens when I try to even hit parallel is that my upper body rocks forward, it leans forward in order to balance my body, because my ankles don't have the flexibility to go to a full range of motion all the way down. So that's one of the reasons why I'm wearing a weightlifting shoe. So what you see here is I'm going all the way down as far as I can, then going all the way up, but I don't lock out my knees. This to me is the best way to build muscle, because you're not losing any tension on the muscle, so the time under tension is increased. Now you will see in the next couple of sets where they really start to become heavy, I might take breathers in between the reps just so I can extend the entire set. So then I do lock out my knees a little bit, but I do make sure that the tension in the muscles are still there, so not everything is put on my joints immediately. Another benefit of the Smith machine squat is that you don't need a spotter. You can actually spot yourself. So if I'm stuck at the bottom, I can simply roll back the bar and it'll be set in place. And where you do a very heavy back squat, for example, and if you are then stuck at the bottom, it's kind of hard to get out of it. It's pretty dangerous even. So a lot of people, including me, to be honest, you kind of get nervous sometimes. So you get very strong on a particular exercise that you need a spotter for to even attempt to beat your previous record, because what if you can't beat it and you're stuck at the bottom? It's, to me, it's more prone to getting injured, but also I am able to hit full range of motion here, more time and attention here, and I can simply dig a lot deeper and really feeling the muscle fatigue. So the quads and the glutes are fatiguing first before my endurance level gives up. And that did happen with the back squats. Before my legs gave in, my endurance gave in, because with the back squat you also have the balance, the weight. It's far more difficult to stay upright. You have to take into account a lot more. And me as a bodybuilder, I am trying to fully work the muscles that I'm working with that specific exercise. And to me, here it is just the quads, the glutes, a bit of the hamstrings, but mostly the quads, because those are being stretched to the max. And when they're being stretched to the max, that's where the growth occurs. The better the stretch, the better the contraction. You can see that this is working set number 2, so that's less weight than the previous one. And here again, I'm taking some breathers in between. You do want to look out not to take too long of a break, because you can literally stand there for an entire minute and then rest in between. All I'm doing here is I'm taking breathers, getting oxygen into my system again. Once I feel I have enough oxygen again, I start lifting. It's not because I'm tired, but it's really because I feel like I'm literally gonna pass out. I can't get enough breath when doing the exercise itself. So when you then stand at the top, you can take some deep breaths and then get ready for a few more reps. And this is one of my favorite quad leg exercises there is, the ATX belt squat. And if you watched my stories on my Instagram, you might be aware that we are going to add a lot more ATX equipment to the gym, because I really love this one, and they have a lot more quality equipment that is equivalent to the incredibility of this particular machine. So you will be seeing a lot more of that same brand. But the ATX belt squat, you've seen it in my videos a couple of times now. And the big benefit is, just like when I did the Smith machine, is that I can go all the way down without my back being impaired or stressed or put pressure on it. But this one is even better, because look at where the weight is pulling. It's not pulling or pushing on my back, it's pulling on my hips. What does that mean? It means that my lower back is not being in any kind of stress or pressure at all, because there's nothing pressing on my shoulders or my lower back in order to push up the weight. All that's happening is that the weight is attached to my hips, so there's nothing, no stress at all on my lower back. So if you ever get those lower back pumps, this is pretty much the only movement you can do, and you can still train legs without feeling the lower back pump. Because a lot of people, when you're doing a lean bulk or you're taking in heavy sodium and salt, sometimes you do get that lower back pump. Whenever trying to do a leg exercise, you always hit the lower back to stabilize the body. So if that's the case for you, the ATX belt squat would be perfection. And then one other exercise you guys might not see very often, but that's because we don't have an adductor machine in the gym. But I do think this one is pretty amazing as well. It's a cable adductor exercise, so it's the same movement as you would be doing on an adductor machine, except this one is a unilateral movement. So now you have the luxury of starting with the weaker leg and then ending with the stronger leg, matching the same reps. So you can get a really nice stretch here, and the contraction is even greater compared to a regular adductor machine, because you can even move your leg past your supporting leg a little bit, which wouldn't be possible using an adductor machine. But the only downfall or disadvantage of this exercise is that it gets quite heavy, and then you really have to hold on to something to actually keep standing in place. place, and that might actually distract you a little bit from the movement itself. But I still think it's an amazing movement because it really pumps up those inner thighs. So when your quads are quite good, your hamstrings are quite good, but your inner thighs are not, you might still look like you have very thin legs because there's no thickness on the inner thighs, and you might actually get a thigh gap, and that, trust me, is not what you want. As a male, at least, you want full legs. You can achieve this by doing sumo squats or any wide stance leg presses, for example, but this exercise targets them directly by isolating the adductor muscles and then working them like that. I also like to do at least 10 to 12 reps here, usually also 15 reps, so I don't have to go super heavy, but still get a really nice full range of motion, time and attention on the adductor muscles. And then we are ending the leg portion of the workout with some leg extensions. Now I did a few sets of this just to warm up, and this is actually the working set already. So as you can see, I'm going up as high as I can, the Tom Platz technique. And when you see his legs, you know why I'm attempting to do it his way, because he had one of the greatest quads in the history of bodybuilding. So when you go all the way up, you shorten the quads to the maximum of their ability, and that also contracts them as hard as they can, and the more tension is put on the muscle, the more growth can occur. So when you're doing a leg extension at the very end, in my opinion, you don't really need to do a lot of sets because you already have very full quads, very full legs. So you only have to do maybe a warm-up set, maybe two if you have knees are hurting, but you have to do just one working set, go all out. And next time you do a leg workout, if you really like the leg extensions, just start with them and do a lot more sets to warm up for the exercise afterwards. And this one, we are using the ATX belt squat machine once again, because now we're doing a calf press. There's no standing calf press at this gym. So if you have a machine like this, has multiple functions, you can use it as a standing calf raise as well. So I first did a medium stance to hit both parts of the calves, because you have an inner and outer part. You can kind of see it if you look at the left calf right there. You can see that the inside has a fullness and the outside as well. But this is a wide stance, and that actually targets the inside. So if you look at the mirror and you want to work on, and you see that the inside is smaller, then do wide stance calf raises, and you will increase the size of the inner calf. Alright guys, I really want to thank you for watching this video. A lot more is coming. Things are slowly settling down, and I really want to thank you for all the incredible support. And if you are still not aware of the Dexter25 discount code on the website, you can get 25% off all the clothing on vintagegenetics.com. Take your chance while it's possible, and do not forget to stay golden. Fearless.